Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Alana and today I am doing a what I eat in a day. So I'm not going to give you a boring long story to begin with. I am going to get straight into it. If you are new here, welcome. I follow a sort of a keto low carb lifestyle. It is what makes me feel my best. I'm not saying everybody out there has to do the same, but do what suits you. For me, that's what makes me feel my best. So I always start off my day with water. I try to make that, seriously, like I was saying, first thing I try to have in the morning is water. I always try, if I have lemons on hand, have a bit of a squeeze of lemon in it, and I just feel that really refreshing in the morning to wake up the system. But then coffee, I have 2 coffees a day. I have one after my water in the morning and then one in the afternoon, which is the one I am having now. This is made with almond milk, hence why it's so dark, and just the Nespresso pods in the machine. I'll insert a clip, but I have 2 of them a day and they are my essential ride or die. So for breakfast yesterday I had a chia pudding. Now this is my stock standard recipe. I will insert it on the screen, but it's basically just black chia seeds, coconut milk from the carton I prefer, but I didn't actually have any in the pantry, so I used one that I had on tap. I'll show the photo. It worked just as well. A bit of sweetener. It is delicious. You can adjust the sweetener to your tasting. I'm a sweet tooth. I like a little bit extra, and I just find that very, very filling. Like, you think when you put the chia seeds in, you're like, how is this going to be enough? But it is a full meal. The way they expand when you set them overnight, it's a perfect work breakfast. I take them to work all the time, and then just add some toppings. In this picture here, I just added some raspberries, so that was quick and easy, and then you just mush the raspberries in and it adds flavor to the whole pudding. You can flavor it with a million different things. Sometimes I add nuts, cinnamon, fruit as in berries, so you got your raspberries, blackberries, all of those things are keto friendly. And I believe I'll pop in the carb manager and show it on the screen how many carbs it was, but for me, I like to stay under 20 grams of carbs, but I am not strict about it too much. If I go over, I go over, but that's what I prefer to stay under. As long as I'm under 50, I'm happy. But yeah, so that's a really easy, you can prepare it the night before. Sometimes I prepare a few, it lasts a couple of days, and I make them for my family members as well, and they enjoy them also. So it's a really handy breakfast that you can make ahead of time, and then just add your little bits and pieces, whatever you feel like on the day. Now I try to drink 3 liters of water a day. I find that is my sweet spot. I feel like if I do drink that much water a day, I'm not hungry in between meals. I think in conjunction with the electrolyte water, which I'm about to show you, and my greens mix and my 2 coffees, like that is plenty throughout the day with my 3 meals. So for lunch yesterday, I had one of these keto wraps. I love them. I believe they're only about 2 grams of carbs per wrap. They're not going to be the same as your normal wraps, of course, but it kind of helps fill the void of missing wraps. And I just put the smoked salmon in it from the cold section in your supermarket. I scrambled up a couple of eggs, just made them with cheese, salt, pepper, really simple, really quick, and I just fried that, popped that in the wrap with a handful of lettuce, mixed lettuce, and there you go. I tried to wrap it, it kind of broke a little bit. These wraps aren't the most sturdy because they are thin. They are not like normal wraps. They don't hold, and because I put so much stuff in them as well, they don't hold the way normal wraps do, so it kind of broke here and there. So it ended up sort of being a bit like a taco. But it was super delicious, and it does fill the void of missing wraps and bread and, you know, lunchtime sort of carby foods that we would sort of miss from a non-carb restricting diet. But yeah, that was lunch and it was yummy. Okay, now for dinner, it was a super simple one last night. I simply just fried up some chicken. Before I fried it up, I marinated it for like 10-15 minutes in this Maggi original seasoning. It's delicious. It's basically 0 carbs. It's kind of got like a soy, it's hard to sort of explain the flavor, kind of like a soy, but not as salty, kind of salty, like a soy sauce, sort of tamari sauce sort of flavor. It is delicious. The whole family likes it on their chicken. So I basically just soak it in that, chop up the smaller, into sort of tenders, soak it in the sauce. I can't even say that I measured it. I just covered it in it, stirred it up, chucked it in the fridge, chucked it on a hot pan, quickly fried it up, added a little bit more towards the, the finishing of the cooking, and it was delicious. Don't need to add salt. It's salty enough. A little bit of pepper, and then I steamed some green beans, and that was my meal. Super simple. Made another portion for work the next day, and it's a winner. It's my quick go-to dinner when I can't think of what I want to eat, or if I'm making my family something a bit carby and I don't feel like eating that, that's something quick I can just make on the side that won't take too long. Okay, and for dessert, I'm a lover of dessert. I think it sort of caps off the night. When I'm watching TV after dinner, I like to have a little something, just a little sweet something. And I have spoken about this Vitaworks chocolate on my channel before. It is probably the closest thing to real white chocolate that I've tasted, and I've tasted a lot of alternatives, let me tell you. But this one actually tastes as good as real chocolate. So it is the white chocolate by Vitaworks. It comes in small blocks. They now sell it at Woolworths, which is really exciting. It is not cheap, which is probably a good thing because I think it's about $8 a block. There's 2 full servings in the packet, and I actually divide those servings in half. So I have a quarter each time. A quarter serving is in the photo, and I pair it with a couple of raspberries, and that is a heavenly combination. We all know white chocolate raspberries, yum. And I have it with my cup of tea. At the moment, I'm really, really, really loving my chamomile and spearmint tea. I'll insert a photo, super cheap, grab it at Woolies, and it is so lovely. So I have that for dessert. It's not too overindulgent and only a few carbs for the dessert, and it is just a really nice to end the evening. If you are new to the keto lifestyle or are considering getting back on the train or starting this journey, I really highly suggest a podcast. I will insert it on the screen. These are 2 Aussie doctors, and they break it down, not necessarily keto, but a low carb lifestyle. Low carb, real food is their motto, which is exactly what I'm sort of into. And it's a great podcast. They really break down how it all works, why it's so beneficial for our bodies, no matter how old we are, what genetic background. They explain it all. They explain the hormonal side to it, and they really get in depth and in a simple way that any of us can understand. And it's so inspiring and motivating, and it really helps me stay on track. It's just a great podcast, especially I think it's the last episode they did where they talk about food cravings and how to combat them, and they really break it down into a way that is just so simple, and I love them. So check them out if you are struggling, or if you want to find out more about this way of eating and the benefits health-wise, and they explain it a hell of a lot better than I do. Okay, on most days, especially when I am getting back on track with keto, which is what I am doing now, I went off track for quite some time and I felt rubbish. So I made a promise to myself, that's it. No more lockdowns now, no more excuses. It's time to get back on track with my health, and I want to make myself accountable here on my channel. So if I promise myself on camera on my channel that I'm going to stick to it, it sort of puts a bit more responsibility onto me keeping my promise. So I will check in a month's time from this date and let you guys know how my weight loss journey is going. I have put on a bit of weight this past couple of years through the pandemic, and I am not happy about it. I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel myself, and I want to change that. So that is the reason for this journey. But not only that, I am over 40 now and I just want to get my health in check. I don't want to eat things that don't make me feel good anymore. They're not worth it to me, and hence the new start and promise to myself that I'm going to stick to it. That being said, when I get back on keto, I like to make sure that I have enough electrolytes to help minimize keto flu. And I found a recipe online for a homemade electrolyte drink, because electrolytes can be quite pricey. So instead of paying $60, $70 for a tub of electrolytes, I'm going to try the homemade version and then see how I go from there. But anyway, this is it. This is simply, I'll pop the recipe on the screen, but this is simply a herbal tea of choice. I have cranberry and pomegranate because I love the berry sort of yummy flavor that it brings. Cold water, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. So I make 2 of these in the morning. So I make a litre of water. The recipe I have is for 1 litre mixture. So I make that, but I put half and half. I've got 2 of these shakers, put half and half the recipe in each, then put them in the fridge, and then I've got them throughout the day to sip on. So this one is my afternoon. I tend to have one in the morning and one in the afternoon. I grab a straw and I sip on this through the day as I'm doing everything. But it is pleasant drink. It's like a cordial. You can taste a little bit of the salt and a little bit of the apple cider vinegar, but that's okay because electrolytes are needed. I can link an article down below of why electrolytes are so important on a low carb diet, and because they explain it a lot better than I do. But yeah, pleasant drink, cost efficient. All you need to do is buy your ACV. Everyone's got pink Himalayan salt, I would assume, and the tea bags are like $2 for the packet. So I put a tea bag in each though. So I just like it a little bit more flavoursome, and there's no carbs or anything bad in tea, of course. So I pop the 2 drink bottles, half of the water, half of the ingredients, and then a tea bag in each for extra flavour. So that's a good tip if you want to save money on electrolytes. That is it from me today. That was everything I ate in my day yesterday. The only thing I failed to mention was my greens. I have these every day. I've talked about them before. I cannot live without these greens every day. It's just something I look forward to. It's so refreshing and nourishing, and I just feel better when I take this drink. It's a green drink. I'll pop it on the screen for you. I love that, and that's my day. On Carb Manager, I totaled it all up and will show you the end tally for carbs and my protein and fats. So I'll insert that scroll along here. I am in still the first week of getting back on track. I've been on keto for long, extensive periods of time before in the past, and I know that I am going to get to a really energetic, feeling great phase. This is the first week, so I'm still a little bit getting used to it, but the electrolytes will help, and I just can't wait to start feeling better, seeing results, and can't wait to share them with you guys. So thanks for joining me. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Happy to answer them for you. Just keep in mind, I am not a nutritionist or expert. I'm just simply sharing with you guys what I think works best for me, and in my experience, what I like to eat and drink that make me feel good. And like I said, I will keep you updated on my journey, and fingers crossed it all goes well. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. There will be plenty more coming up of this journey. And until next time, take care guys. Bye.